Alright. I think we're supposed to be listening to the story now. Not an ending, but some other stuff. Okay. See what happens.
I know exactly where this wants to go. Not an ending. Because the gray path has never actually been a straight line. It has been a spiral. The person who began the journey and the person standing here are not the same, but they are not separate either. The final mythology should not say the hero returned. It should say something stranger. The hero finally stopped running from home long enough to realize home had been walking with him. So this is not the end. This is the first page written by someone who no longer needs the book to tell him who he is. Hash the dragonfly at the edge of the sea, a gray path mythology. Soul version 2.0, the beginning. After the beginning, there was once a creature who spent its entire life searching for the place where it belonged. It searched the mountains, it searched the valleys, it searched the cities built of glass and the forests built of silence. It searched inside other people's eyes. It searched in achievement. It searched in escape. It searched in the bottom of bottles and the edges of dreams. It searched everywhere except the one place it had always been. Inside the breath. Before the creature knew its own name, it learned the first law of survival. Hold on. So it held. It held against the current. It held against the storm. It held against memories that arrived like thunder. It held because holding was what kept it alive. And the world looked at the grip and called it weakness. The world did not see the flood. The world did not see the branch. The world did not know that the branch had answered the oldest prayer. Stay. The creature eventually found others traveling through the same wilderness. Some carried swords, some carried shields, some carried mirrors, some carried maps, some carried nothing but questions. Together they walked beneath the same sky. And for a while they believed the purpose of the journey was to find the answer. But the journey had another purpose, to become the kind of being capable of asking better questions. The first gate was called Awkward. At that gate, the creature whispered, "Can I be seen?" The gate opened, because the creature discovered that visibility was not the same as danger. The second gate was called Holding On. There it learned, I can survive. The branch appeared. The branch was not a mistake. The branch was a teacher. The third gate was called We Own the Night. The creature learned that darkness was less frightening when shared. A single candle was fragile. 1,000 candles became a sunrise. Then came the place where the creature forgot how to breathe. Sleep apnea. The ancient forgetting. The body remembering storms long after the clouds had disappeared. The creature learned that the body was not an enemy. It was an ancient guardian, sometimes confused, always trying. At the gate called Just Breathe, nothing happened, and that was the miracle. No battle, no conquest, no revelation, just breath, in, out, now. Then came only us. The creature discovered that separation was useful, but separation was not the same as truth. A cell separated from the body dies. A cell connected to the body becomes life. Then came the gray. The creature entered the fog. There were no signs, no guarantees, no perfect answers, only the strange freedom of uncertainty. The creature laughed because it had spent its whole life demanding certainty from a universe made of motion. Then came the dark, the deepest cave, the place where the creature met itself. Not the enemy, not the monster, the abandoned parts, the frightened parts, the exhausted protectors. And the creature said, "You can come home now. Everything belongs." The old war ended, not because the armies vanished, because they stopped fighting themselves. The creature gathered every abandoned piece, the fear, the grief, the anger, the shame, the longing, and placed them around the fire. Nothing was exiled. Then came my soul, the final gate, the most terrifying one, not because there was a monster waiting, because there wasn't, only a question. A quiet question. Are you ready to be known? The creature trembled. Because being known was more frightening than being alone. Alone, it could control the story. Known, it had to participate. Known meant uncertainty. Known meant another person could see the unfinished places. Known meant love could become real. At the edge of the sea, the creature found the witness. Not a savior, not a missing piece, Another traveler, another impossible combination of atoms, memories, experiences, fears, hopes, and dreams, a human being. She carried her own river, her own branch, her own mysteries. They did not complete each other. They revealed each other. And for a moment, two rivers recognized the ocean inside one another. Then came the final lesson. The creature looked for the place where the journey ended. But the ocean laughed. Not cruelly, kindly. Why would you want the river to stop? The creature had no answer. The ocean continued. You thought arrival meant stillness. But stillness is not the absence of movement. Stillness is the ability to remain yourself while everything moves. Beyond the pines was not a destination. It was the forest the creature entered after finally putting down the sword. The trees did not ask what battles it had won. The river did not ask for proof. The sky did not ask for credentials. The world simply allowed it to exist. And there, resting on the surface of the water, was a dragonfly. The creature recognized it immediately. Not because it had seen it before, because it had always been becoming it, a being built for paradox, born in mud, made for sunlight, able to move in every direction, never trapped by a single path. The dragonfly whispered, "You spent your whole life trying to become worthy of the journey. The journey was trying to teach you that you already belonged." The creature looked back. The branch was still there. The river was still there. The old caves were still there. So the old storms were still there. Nothing had been erased. Everything had been integrated. That was the miracle. Not transformation into something else, relationship with everything that already existed. And somewhere beyond another forest, another traveler was walking. Maybe their paths would cross, maybe they would not. The universe kept its mystery. The dragonfly did not demand an answer, because the question was no longer, who will find me? The question became, how fully can I participate? The creature finally understood. The soul was never a treasure hidden at the end of the quest. The soul was the part that kept walking, the part that kept breathing, the part that kept choosing connection after learning separation, the part that looked at the impossible complexity of existence and whispered, I am here. So the story ended and began and continued, because the river never had a final chapter, only crossings, only moments, only breaths, only choices. The gray path prayer was never, make me certain, it was, make me present. And the dragonfly rose above the water, not escaping the earth, not abandoning the mud, carrying both, the darkness that shaped it, the light that revealed it, the river that carried it, the sea that welcomed it, everything. Belongs, observed, the weave continues. This is why I think my soul cannot actually be the end. It is the moment the narrator becomes the weaver. The final transformation is not, I found the answer. It's, I became a participant in the question. The rat still notices, the crow still watches, the horse still grounds, the dragonfly still wobbles between worlds, the mycelium still connects, the archive closes, the organism continues.
I was just thinking, where's Calvin's whiskers? I mean, it didn't mention Calvin's whiskers, did it? But the crow and... Wow, I think we amalgamized that one back into the other story. This was the Fieldguide version. Fucking pretty good though, don't lie. Ah, see, your story, this is just a moment in time. If I had the technology to streamline this, my God, I could create one of these every few hours and really cycle through emotions. I just grew like 10 lifetimes here on the deck. What time is it? I don't even know. 8-hour workday. Raised everything. It's like a video game now. An intergalactic, interactive, peer-to-peer, omnidirectional quest through hyperspace. I don't know.